triple grade A. It's about 12 pounds. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to trim it up, trim some of the fat off, and then we're going to add some spices, some garlic. I honestly, when I cook, I like to add a little bit extra. I just the way I cook. So we're gonna do that up, and then we're going to let it set in the fridge for a few hours, and then we're gonna throw it on the pit boss smoker. And I'm using a pellet smoker today. So let's start the trimming. So make sure you have a sharp knife, and if you see any of this silver stuff, you want to take most of that off because the smoke doesn't really penetrate that. And then on the other side, we're going to take the fat down to about 1/4 of an inch. I'll take a piece of this off and come back to it. And you don't have to get it all off because it is a bit difficult, but get the worst of it. And, all right, so this is the fat side of the brisket, and anywhere it's thick, you're gonna want to trim that down to about 1/4 of an inch. One, it won't render right if there's a lot of fat. Two, most people don't want big chunks of fat and will just remove it. So if you just have a 1/4 layer, just a nice amount, it adds to the flavor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to not take a lot of meat off, but just shape it up a little bit and take any pieces off that are hanging. Also, you want to save all your fat because we're going to use this later. I'll show you later in the video what we're going to do with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to straighten it up, not taking too much off, but just make the shape of it better. There's a hard piece of fat right here you want to remove as much as possible. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this fat that we cut off that was left over and render it down into a towel and use this later for over the meat when we wrap it. So you can either put it in a pot on the stove or you can put it on a slow cooker. And you want to cook this on a very low heat and simmer it all day until it turns into a liquid. And then we can strain it and if there's any meat that will come out, and there'll be a liquid left that we can store and use it for later use. And I add a small amount of oil just so when it starts off, it takes a little bit of the heat and starts the cooking process better. All right, so got the brisket trimmed and ready for spices. What we're first going to do is we're going to take the freshly grated garlic and we're going to spread it all over the meat. On both sides, on the ends. Then we're going to take some pink Himalayan salt. Regular salt will work too. Sprinkle it over both sides. Then we're just going to take a little bit of oil. Put it on that side. Oil on that side. Turmeric. coarse black pepper. And red pepper flakes. Now, give it a massage, put it in the bag, let it set for a couple hours, and then we will put this bad boy on the smoker. Okay, so we got the brisket out. It was in the fridge for several hours without dry rub on it, and we're ready to put it in the smoker. The smoker's preheated to 220. We're going to insert the meat thermometer number 1 and number 2. It's stated on there 1 and 2. So we'll put one in the up in the point, in the thick part, and we'll put it right into the line there on the thermometer. Number 2 back here in the flat. Now what we're reading is the temperature number 1, temperature number 2, which were 45, 46, and 50. So now we're going to go ahead and put it in the smoker. And I'm going to put it fat side up. That's just how I like doing it. It's your preference. So we took the fat off the brisket, and we took that and we simmered it on low all day and rendered it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to strain it. And what we'll do with that is we'll take the oil on the bottom and we'll put that on our butcher paper when we wrap our brisket when it hits 160, when we put it back into the smoker. So it will be coated in this to keep it nice and moist. All of that. Look at that. Look at the juice. Just flipped it, put the fat side down. Look, it turned out nice. Let's go and wrap it. Okay, so we have our butcher paper down. We have our rendered down fat that we let simmer all day from the brisket. So this is what we're going to use this for. We're going to pour it over this. Wrap back up the butcher paper. Just gonna put it in this tinfoil dish to catch the drippings. Let Thai food do its work and wake us up again. Yeah, that's a great meat thermometer. All right, let's take it out. Okay, so we're wrapped, ready to go back on the smoker. Got the 2 meat sticks that we'll put back in. I'm going to crank the heat up now to 250. Okay, so this is what we've been waiting for with the long process of doing a brisket. I took this out overnight. The Thai for meat thermometer alarmed me when it was done, so I took it out. It's been setting now for probably about 4 hours, 5 hours, so it's cooled down. I did double check it with another meat thermometer, and it was right on. So let's take this out, unwrap it, and see what it looks like. And all the juices that are saved from this, I'm going to do up cowboy butter to go with the meat.
it turns out incredible. It's awesome. So let's unwrap this. Oh, great fall. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half. We're going to separate the point from the flat, which is right about here. So let's cut that. Oh, so juicy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and the ring, the juice. Oh, it's beautiful. Incredible. So if you stayed with me this long, hit the subscribe and like button, and we'll do more of these recipes. Have a good one. On to cowboy butter.